Welcome to this week's meditation atelier. This week we're going to be practicing a body scan, so ensuring that you have set yourself up in a comfortable sitting position or lying down on the floor. I'll put some notes into the page about meditation postures, so have a read through that before you begin if you need some support around that, or reach out and contact me. Okay, so let's move into being out of doing mode. So we'll begin and end with the bell. So to begin with, an invitation to bring your awareness to your breath, and we're going to practice a breathing technique that activates our parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and restoration part of our systems. So breathing in for 4, holding for 2, and then breathing out with the count of 6 through the nose. Then breathing in for 4, holding for 2, and breathing out to the count of 6. And just practicing in that in your own time, just for a few more breaths. So your counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be even slower. That holding for 2 and then breathing out to the count of 6. And then an invitation to narrow your awareness to your breath, returning it to its natural rhythm, breathing in and breathing out. Now, it's inevitable within the practice that our minds are going to wander. This is normal, it's their job. So each time your mind wanders, I want you to bring your attention back to an anchor, either within the breath or within the body. So finding somewhere, setting an intention to bring your attention here when your mind has wandered off. So it could be a point within the breath, maybe your nostrils, maybe your lungs. If the breath isn't somewhere that you want to settle, a neutral part of the body, so somewhere without a story, somewhere maybe like your belly button or the middle of your forehead or your left earlobe. So you can bring your attention here to anchor yourself and then return yourself to the practice whenever you're ready. Just taking a few moments to pick your spot where you're going to tether yourself. And bringing your awareness back to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Perhaps noticing the pauses in between. And then expanding your awareness to include all of the body. So you breathing. And following my guidance only if it feels right for you. This is really important. We're learning to take care, to listen and to pay attention. There's no right or wrong way of doing these practices. Bringing an open and kind and curious welcome to your experience, just as it is. No need to change or fix anything. As we drop from those very busy prefrontal cortexes at the front of our brain into the space of our bodies. How are you today? Tired, hungry, thirsty, energetic, excited? And then leaving that to one side. An invitation to narrow your awareness to your left foot, to your left toes. What, if anything, can you notice in your left toes? Been fairly busy today. Got you here, been part of the story. Go fairly unnoticed. So bringing your awareness here, can you notice the contact that they make with each other? The nails, the joints, the skin. Do they feel hot or cold, tingling? Maybe you can't notice anything at all. What is that nothingness? And then just as we brought our attention to our left toes, bringing your awareness to the sole of the left foot, the heel, the arch, the ball of the foot. Perhaps noticing the contact with the earth or the air against your skin if you've got no socks on. The texture of the skin here is quite different to other parts of the body. Can you notice that without touching it? Warmth, coolness, tingling, shapes, colours, temperatures. Does it feel light or heavy? And then moving your awareness away from the base of the left foot to the top of the left foot. All those tendons and ligaments and nerves, the tightness of the skin, warmth, coolness. And then moving your awareness away from the foot, bringing the spotlight of your attention to your ankle. Where does your ankle begin and end? Is it a clear line? Does it sort of merge in? Bringing that childlike curiosity to your experience, exploring what, if anything, you notice here. Sure, we've all twisted an ankle at least once. What sensations can you notice right now? Tingling, maybe nothing. maybe the edge of your sock. And then moving your attention away from your left ankle to your left lower leg, just between the ankle joint and the knee joint, the calf, the shin. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Can you notice the texture of your clothes against your skin? That your mind is going to wander off and get lost in stories, tell you this is boring. There are far more important things you could be thinking about. And each time you notice that your mind has wandered, I want you to congratulate yourself for noticing, because this is the key to the practices. This is where the neural pathways get laid down, that noticing. And then returning your attention to your breath, or to that anchor. And then bringing your awareness back to the part of the body that we're focusing on when you're ready. In this instance, the left lower leg. And there may be parts of the body that you don't want to sit with today. And this anchor is there for you then to learning to listen, pay attention. Now we're in the left lower leg. And now let's move our awareness to our left knee. It's often easier to pay attention to warmth, coolness, tingling, aches. What exactly are the sensations? Where do they begin and where do they end? Do they have a colour, texture? Are they hot, cold, smooth, rigid? Are they like a stone? And then moving your awareness away from the knee to the thigh. So from the knee joint to the hip joint. What can you notice here? Quietly exploring, maybe sweeping. That's the balayage, French. Sweeping around using a magnifying glass or a torch beam or a spotlight, checking in with each nook and cranny of your body, and in this instance your thigh, scanning around whatever way works for you. Checking in with yourself, noticing what it is to be you and what sensations you notice in your thigh, your left thigh. And now we're going to widen the lens of our attention to include all of our left leg. So the thigh, the knee, the lower leg, the ankle, and the left foot. And an invitation to be playful with the breath. It's an invitation, you can say no if you want to give it a go. So picturing the breath filling the left leg. So it could be like blowing up a balloon, or a jug filling the leg with air, or maybe breathing in and out of the toes, breathing into the space of the left leg and breathing out of the space of the left leg. So let's just try that 3 times. And then moving your attention away from the left leg altogether, just checking in with your posture, making any adjustments that you might need to make. Easy to rest in stillness. Then moving your attention and your awareness across from the left hip to the right hip and all the way down the right leg to your right foot. And let's have a look at what's going on in our right toes. You can wiggle them if it's helpful. Do your toes make contact with each other? Can you notice the nails, the joints, the skin? Do the toes feel hot or cold? Warm? Is there any tingling here? Can you feel your right little toe? I'm quite fond of mentioning little toes in the practice because they're quite crucial for balance and go fairly unnoticed unless we bang them into a coffee table or they rub against our shoes. Can you notice anything in your right little toe? And then moving your awareness away from the right toes to the base of the right foot and the heel, the arch, the balls of the foot. And being playful with what you can notice here: shapes, colours, movements, textures, temperatures, light, heavy shapes. Being curious and interested, exploring yourself, being an impartial witness to your experience. Being with your experience as it is, without judgment. This present moment. And then moving your awareness away from the base of the right foot to the top of the right foot. Tightness of the skin, bones, ligaments, muscles, blood vessels, nerves. Really intricate part of the body. A lot going on here. What can you notice? If you can't notice anything, what is nothingness? Now moving your awareness away from the right foot and bringing the spotlight of your attention to your right ankle. The joint, the skin, ligaments and tendons. What, if anything, can you notice here? Now an invitation to move your awareness away from the ankle joint to the right lower leg, up to the knee joint. I'm not going to explore the knee joint yet. So below the knee and to just above the ankle. So exploring the edges of that. Where is that for you? What does that look like? Is it a clear line, or is it blurred edges? Does your lower leg feel heavy or light, warm, cool? Now an invitation to move your awareness away from the right lower leg to your right knee. Nearly sent you over to the other leg again. What can you notice in your right knee? Perhaps noticing how some parts of the body are easier to pinpoint than others. Warmth, coolness, tingling, aches. Perhaps noticing if you are labeling the sensations pleasant or unpleasant. And as best you can, being that neutral, impartial witness to your experience. Noticing things just as they are without judging them. And now moving your awareness away from the right knee to the right upper leg, between the knee joint and the hip joint. What's most vivid here? What's quiet? And then expanding your awareness to include all of the right leg. The thigh, the knee, the lower leg, the ankle and the right foot. And an invitation to be playful with that breath again, to breathe into the space of the right leg and breathe out of the space of the right leg, in whatever way or analogy works for you, or simply returning your awareness to your breath if you're not in the mood for that. Now moving your attention away from the right leg, bringing the spotlight of your attention to your lower trunk. So below the belly button, we're doing kind of cross section here. The hips, the pelvis, the lower back, sacrum, the buttocks. So exploring this cross section of the lower part of your trunk. Maybe you're sweeping around the outside, exploring the skin, bones, the organs underneath the skin, held in. Going on about their business with very little intervention from us. The bladder, the bowels. Womb. What's quiet? What's noisy here? Can you notice the shape of the bones and the contact that you're making with the earth, with the skin, the muscles, temperatures, sensations, tingling, movements? There's softness here, there's hardness, the fabric of clothes against your skin. Now moving your awareness away from the lower part of the trunk to the middle part of the trunk, so just below the chest, above the belly button. So you've got the lower rib cage here, stomach, kidneys, pancreas, gallbladder. This is where I scrabble around my anatomy and physiology. The skin, muscles. Perhaps you can notice the rise and fall of your belly here a little bit with the breath, the movements. Perhaps not. Not judging the experience, but it's best you can being with yourself as you are. It's not an inspection, it's check-in. The sides of the waist. Can you notice the subtle movement of the lower rib cage to the back as you breathe in and out? All these organs, just getting on with it. Getting very little attention unless they let us down in some way. What can you notice here now in your middle trunk area? This cross section of your body. And now moving our attention away from the middle trunk area to the upper part of the trunk. So we've got the shoulder blades, collarbone, chest. So maybe you can notice the beat of your heart. Maybe the breath is more visible here, the movements. You can hold a lot of tension around this area within the shoulders. We can carry them by our ears often. So just checking in with your posture now, letting go of any tension if you find any here. And then expanding your awareness to include all of the trunk area. So from the shoulders, chest, belly, upper back, middle back, lower back, buttocks, hips, belly, pelvis. Breathing into the space and breathing out of the space that feels right for you. So 3 breaths. This can give a sense of spaciousness, not necessarily, but it's available to us. There's a possibility of it. Now moving your awareness away from the trunk area, and we're going to bring our attention to our arms, and we're going to explore the right arm and the left arm together. So bringing your awareness to the shoulders and all the way down to the hands. Beginning with the palms of the hands. The most sensitive areas of our body. If we were to draw a picture of ourselves where we spend most of our time, we'd have an enormous head, but we'd also have enormous hands and lips. Let's bring our attention to our hands. What can you notice here? Throbbing, tingling, warmth, coolness, dry, moist. What shape do the fingers take? The palm. And then moving your awareness to the top of the hand, the back of the hand. The joints, the skin. Bones, tendons, ligaments. The nail beds. And now an invitation to move your awareness from your hands to your lower arms, so between the wrist and the elbow. The bone. The textures of the skin. The fabric of clothes against the skin. The sensations you're noticing here. Quietly exploring your experience. And then moving your attention away from the lower arms to the upper arms, so between the elbow joint and the shoulder joint. Perhaps noticing the warmth of your armpits. Contact with the earth or your arms, your upper arms. Contact with your body, the fabric of clothes. The bicep, the tricep. Being that impartial witness to yourself. And then an invitation to be playful with that breath again. So bringing the arms into your mind's eye as a whole, from the shoulder, lower arm to the hands, and breathing into the space of the arms and breathing out of the space of the arms. Just for 3 breaths. That feels right for you. Now moving your awareness away from the arms, bring the spotlight of your attention to your neck. Neck that holds up your head. We can hold a lot of tension here, so noticing what's here now. The front of the throat, where the air travels up and down, where it very cleverly knows when it's air and when it's food. If not paying attention, things don't work as well, and we certainly notice this part of our body when that goes wrong. Where our voice lies. can you notice here? Shapes, colours, textures, movements, temperatures. And then moving your attention away from the neck, bringing it to the scalp. Tingling, warmth, coolness, itches. And then moving your awareness to your forehead. What's here? Do you hold a lot of tension here? And bringing your awareness to your eyebrows. And down to the eyes and the eye sockets, eyelids, eyelashes. Your eyes darting around, trying to make sense of this. You notice anything, any colours and shapes behind the eyelids that were here this whole time whilst we explored various parts of our body. And then moving your awareness to your nose. And the cheekbones. To the lips. And the jaw. Are your teeth clenched? Where does your tongue sit in your mouth? Can you notice the indentation of your teeth? Chin. To your ears. Now let's go through to our brain. Can you notice here this big jelly organ that supports us to make sense of the world? It's constantly sending information to our body, our organs, as well as that prefrontal cortex, rather busy. What can you notice of it underneath the surface of your skull? And just exploring the head as a whole unit for a moment. Shapes, colours, textures. Being interested and curious to what it is to be you in this moment now. And then let's have a go with that playful breath again, if that feels right. Breathing into the space of your neck and head, breathing out of the space of the neck and head. An opportunity to bring some spaciousness here. May not happen. There's the possibility. And then expanding the breath, breathing into the space of the whole body. So from the head, the arms, the trunk, the left leg, the right leg, breathing into the space of your whole body. Now narrowing your awareness to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out, its natural rhythm. Having taken this time to step out of our habitual doing mode, which robs us of the potential of living life fully. How by being present to our experiences, we can transform them. By intentionally and deliberately paying attention in this very specific way, we begin to practice stepping out of autopilot. Paying attention mindfully, intentionally, to the sensations in our body. And how this can translate to aspects of our everyday life. Simply notice. And just invitation to take an internal weather report. How are you? And turning your awareness to the breath and expanding it to include all of the body, contact with the earth, you breathing here. That's taking a moment to notice where you begin and where you end. And as we draw this part of the practice to a close, I'm going to read a poem by Donna Markova. I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that which came to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. So moving and stretching in whatever way feels right for you. I'm going to move into taking a cup of tea together. And this acts as a mindful transition for us. We can bring this mindful attention to simple, everyday, ordinary activities such as taking tea. So bringing your awareness to the sensations and textures and sounds, this rich experience. And if you don't have a cup of tea in front of you, I have a virtual one for you here. You can observe the process of me making a rosemary infusion today. I'm going to open up the space for discussion. For those of you practicing at home, if you want to take a bit longer drinking your tea, please do so. An opportunity to perhaps reflect, journal about your experience of the practice, your direct experience, the practice, what you noticed in your body, what was interesting, what wasn't. And do reach out if anything has come up. I'll be back with a closing practice in a minute, so pausing for yourself at home. Okay, so let's close the space with the practice to take with us over the week. So as well as bringing mindful attention to activities, the invitation over the next week is to do a mindful breathing space, which is in 3 parts. So you could do it in 1, 2, 3 if you're really quick. But let's do it. Let's have a go. So bringing your attention to your body and the points of contact that you're making with the earth. Fabric of your clothes against your skin. And then narrowing your awareness to your breath. Following 3 breaths in and out. Not changing the rhythm. And then expanding your awareness of the breath to include all of the body. You breathing here. And as best you can, taking this sense of connection and awareness into whatever you have left to do with your day. Reaching out if there's anything you need.